Alright, so maybe this next one's not the best idea. All three of our protagonists are named after actual Greek mythological figures. So let's just say there's no changing their names. I mean, they're pretty cool names. But also, I guess two of the three are kinda dead by the end. So, yeah, the name thing's not looking too hot. But anyway, let's do this. So once upon a time in the town of Gradage lived three friends, Eli, Lena, and Max. The town was small, the kind where the houses huddled together close for warmth and the adults knew everyone's business. But what the adults didn't know, what nobody knew, was that at the edge of town, hidden deep inside the forest, lay a place even adults fear to name, the Whispering Caves. It was said the caves whispered your deepest desires and fears until you could untell which was which. And if you couldn't figure it out before sunrise, well, then you stayed there forever. So, the kids knew about the caves, of course. What kid wouldn't want a good old spooky story? And they had made plans to check it out. But today was different. Today they actually dared to follow through. The sky matched their moods, an endless expanse of gray clouds, under a horizonless sky. As they rode their bikes down the rutted trail, blackbirds flew across their path. The trees loomed tall and watchful on either side, and the air grew colder the deeper they went. I heard the cave whispers, "Your name," Eli said, slowing his bike with a squeal of brakes. So, Max asked, though he unconsciously gripped the brake on his own bike, a matching squeal of brakes. My cousin said a boy went in and never came out. So, Lena asked, though she slowed her bike a little, allowing the others to catch up. Let's find it, just a peek. And there it was, broken and weathered by time. A wooden sign warned them, "Do not enter." They are still whispering. As if to prove the sign's point, a cold wind blew past them, carrying whispers they could have sworn they'd heard before. "Come inside. Come play," they urged. And though they couldn't see it, the kids could feel the caves watching them. Max took a step back, bumping his bike. "I really don't like this." "We go in, take a picture, and leave," Eli said, his bravado failing. But the wind pulled at him, tugging him forward. And without another word, he pushed his bike towards the vines that hid the entrance. The vines parted with a sigh, revealing a wide, jagged cave mouth. The air grew icy, and the whispers rushed past them, eager to be heard. The kids huddled together for a moment, and when Max looked at his friends, he saw a wild glint in their eyes. It was now or never. Inside the caves, the darkness felt alive, pressing against their skin, seeping into their bones. Their flashlights flickered, painting dancing shadows on the dripping walls. Strange symbols glowed faintly in the gloom. "What are these drawings?" Lena asked, her voice echoing strangely. "What are these drawings?" Then from all around them, the whispers seemed to come. "Turn back, turn back, turn back." But Lena stepped forward, her eyes fixed on the cave's depths. "Let's keep going." As they walked, the whispers grew louder, swirling around them.
"She's watching.
She's watching. She's watching." Max suddenly gripped Lena's shoulder. "She who?" He turned to Eli, but his friend had vanished. Then he heard it. "Max, stay. Max, stay. Max, stay." He screamed. It said my name. Max ran after Eli, Lena close behind. "You can't escape what's already yours." Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a large cavern. In the center stood a child's shoe. Beside it lay a broken camera and a half-eaten sandwich. And slumped against the wall, sat a teddy bear, missing an eye. They were forgotten things left behind by those who entered and never came out. Then Max noticed a new whisper, "Stay. Max, stay. Max, stay." This time, it wasn't beckoning, it was a warning. They turned to flee, but a pale girl stood in their path. She wore a dress like faded skins. Her arms were long and thin, her face cracked without a trace of features. Her eyes stared sightlessly ahead. And as she breathed, her mouth opened and closed, opening and closing like a forgotten doll. Max wanted to scream, but the sound died in his throat. The girl took a step toward them, and another, and another. "They listened," she whispered, her voice like dry leaves skittering across pavement. "Now they're part of the cave."
"What does that mean?"
Eli cried, taking a step back. "One of you," the girl rasped, reaching out a skeletal hand, "must stay." Max recoiled, but Lena stepped forward. "I'll do it," she whispered, surprising them both. The girl blinked, her mouth twisting in a grotesque smile. "Then, let the games begin." With a sudden rush, the whispering ceased. Instead, the walls rumbled. The ground trembled. Dust rained from the ceiling. Lena gasped and stumbled back. "What have I done?" Eli cried, rushing to help her, but she shook him off. "I don't want to hurt you," she whispered, her eyes wide and dark. But Max saw something behind her. A giant stone circle pressed against the cave walls, its perimeter etched with red symbols. One stone monolith pulsed with a sickly green light in the center. Each symbol on the circle seemed to writhe and twist, tendrils creeping closer and closer to the glowing monolith. As Lena stepped into the circle, the tendrils wrapped around her legs, pulling her down. The ground rumbled again and the symbols on the wall crawled like insects. "What is this place?" Lena cried, struggling against the invisible force. Then she was enveloped by the stone circle. A single whisper echoed in Max's ears. "Welcome home."
"Let's go."
But Eli had seen enough. He grabbed Max's arm. "We have to get out of here," he whispered urgently. Max nodded dumbly. Whatever magic this place held, it wasn't good. The tendrils reached out toward them, slick and probing like vipers. They ducked under them, racing toward the mouth of the cave. They burst out into the bright sunlight, gasping for breath. As they stumbled away, the cave seemed to sigh and shrink back into the hillside. They didn't stop running until they reached the safety of the trees that lined their street. Only then did they dare look back. The cave seemed unchanged, unremarkable. The only sign of their adventure was the empty street behind them. They hadn't been gone long, just long enough for the whispering caves to claim one of their own. Had Lena known what would happen? Would she have stayed anyway? The kids didn't want to think about it. The incident at the Whispering Caves became a local legend, a cautionary tale told to keep children from wandering too far. And Lena became a ghost, a specter glimpsed at the edge of vision. Her whispers carried on the wind. Yet some say, if you listen closely enough, you might hear her calling, waiting for someone, anyone, to finish the game. The end.